the thing about Final Fantasy for NES is that I'm Brickroad and I'm playing it. Let's roll. We are actually closing in on the end of this adventure. Coming down to the wire. Just, if you'll permit me real quick to fly across the world the long way. I probably should have went the other way. It would have been shorter to get back to Onrak here. We're just gonna do this correctly and wave this heal staff around. The whole goal of this game, in case you had not gleaned it yet, is that... Oh, crap! Wait a minute, I totally forgot something. I gotta turn around. I'm sorry, Will, but you're just gonna have to be poisoned for a while, because... Totally forgot. Jeez, oh Pete. I got the adamant, so I can go to the place and do something really important. And listen to a horrible buzzing sound. I apologize for that. No, that is just an unusable sample. Will make me something awesome. Beautiful. And we will... We now have the Excalibur. I'm going to give the defense to Cole, so he has a way to ruse himself. And now let's see if we can't take care of Will's poison. By flying somewhere with an item store, and buying a bunch of pure potions, etc. The Excalibur is the second best sword in the game. Only knights can use it. So if you don't have a fighter in your party at the beginning of the game, the whole thing with the adamant and the Excalibur is totally worthless. And got to stock up back on heals. Tents are kind of obsolete now. There's almost no point in ever having a tent again. Especially with the airship. I can just fly back to Canary whenever I want and save the game. I don't know what I'm going to do with that kind of freedom. It's almost stifling. Could you imagine if they put the save game feature just right on the main menu of the game? Like you just pause and save wherever you want? People would go nuts! Brains would explode all across America. Dogs and cats living together. Hamburgers eat people. But no, really, in this game you can only save at an inn, or if you use a shelter on the world map, a tent, or a cabin, or a house. I'm done talking. Now that's it. I just kind of don't want to have a conversation while buying heal potions. It's a very stringent task, and I prefer not to be interrupted during it. We used to amuse ourselves as kids when we would try to actually carry out this conversation in real time while we were buying potions. Like one guy would keep saying heal, yes, and the other guy would be like, what would you like? 60 gold, okay? I need to cure my poison before I do anything else. And then we can put Will back in place. Beautiful. Well done. Well played. So, there's only one more treasure that I really need to get. It is the third ribbon, and it is in the Sea Shrine. I don't remember precisely where in the Sea Shrine. I think I usually just kind of poke around until I find it, so I'm gonna poke. Poking is fun. Oh, this Anklo has got to die, but not by my hand, because I'm a pacifist at heart. That's not true. I've killed like 30,000 monsters just in this one adventure. It's pretty crazy, actually. Let's see if we can get an Excalibur hit on this Hydra. That was pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Alright, here goes. Down into the Sea Shrine. This time we're going to go the opposite direction. You go down stairs to the bottom level of the Sea Shrine, and that's where the Fiend of Water resides. And the Fiend of Water is the goal of our assault today. How much magic does Rio have? I suddenly wondered out of nowhere. 2 level 6 spells? Debating whether or not I want to do anything about level 6 magic, because I kind of don't need level 6 magic. But at the same time, why not? Maybe after I kill the Water Fiend, I will just fly around and fill out Rio's spell list just for no reason at all. For no reason other than it amuses me to do so. Kind of give you guys, maybe I'll give you guys a rundown of all the black magic in the game, because black magic is really where all the useful magic is. Pretty much everything you can do with white magic, you can also do just by playing the game a little more intelligently, budgeting your HP, wearing heavy armor, etc. Empty room. Alright, downstairs. Where is this ribbon? Wondered Brickroad to himself. Somewhere in this dungeon, responded Brickroad to himself. I don't always talk to myself, just most of the time. Wow, Rio is almost dead. That's insane. How did that happen? Why did that happen? When did that happen? Now I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to you guys. It's just, you're not very good conversationalists. I gotta say, I've been talking to you guys for like 5 years now, and just nothing. I admit, sometimes I do hear voices, but I don't think that they're you. I think that's just the deep-seated emotional trauma that resides in my head. These lobsters, I don't even know. Probably could have bought Lit 3 for this dungeon and been pretty okay with it, but I wonder if Ice 2 works better on these guys than Lit 2. Probably not. That's probably wishful thinking. Just trying to find out how to eke a little more damage out of this party. The problem with magic in Final Fantasy is that no matter how high of a level your wizard gets, you never really get enough spell charges to consistently use magic throughout an entire dungeon. Like, even at the max level, Rio will still only... Go back in the menu there, I was not done yet. Even at the max level, Rio will only have 9 charges of his level 1 spells, and that's kind of stupid. That's a problem that they fix in later Final Fantasy games that use the spell charge system. Thankfully, because that's something that really needed fixing. Cole is the man. I don't know if I explained that yet. Aha! 518 damage. That was... Yeah, that's just beautiful. Beautiful right there. Sadly, as awesome as Cole is, you probably will not see him at his absolute most incredible in this game, just because I don't have any intention of leveling all the way to 50. And that's where you'd really have to get to if you really want to see a master. That's not even a room. There's no door. Nothing is in there. Just faceless horrors from eons past live in that room. But they are carefully sealed away in the bowels of the sea shrine. Something, something, something Cthulhu. That's where I was going with that, but I'm sorry, I just lost interest partway through. I think I'm gonna take this opportunity to heal on up, unless Cole acts first and finishes the fight, which he didn't. That's fine. I want to see if I can beefify Jim's HPs there. That's how it's done. The Sun Sword that Jim has equipped is supposed to do extra damage to undead. That, like all of the other special weapons in this game, is bugged and does not actually work, which is too terribly bad. In other versions of the game, you can actually swap weapons during combat. Like, change what you're equipped with. And in versions of the game where your weapons actually do what they're supposed to do, that's very helpful, because, like, if you're up against a giant, you can put on the giant sword. Also, they remove the thing where every character has their own individual inventory in later versions of this game, and replace it with the standard Final Fantasy communal inventory that we've all come to know and love. Both of these are just like quality of life changes, but they really do change the way that the game is played. For example, like, in my party here, if Rio doesn't use the heal staff, it's not available for anybody else to use. Nobody else can swing it around. But in those games, in the remakes for the GBA and for iOS, anybody can use the heal staff. Although once somebody has committed to using it, nobody else can. It's like a... Cole almost got killed in one attack. That's so weird. Like, I can't have Jim and Rio using the same heal staff. That would just be awkward. I mean, what do you even say to a dude who is trying to reach around and grab your heal staff? I mean, just rude. There are treasures in this dungeon somewhere, I think. Just trying to find them. Actually, let's put Jim on that shark, because I think he can one-shot it with the Excalibur. I think I'm losing my voice, which I'm sure comes as a great relief to all of you. But something of an anomaly to me. My throat hurts. Must be all that bitching that I do. The boss at the bottom of this dungeon is the Water Fiend Kraken. Kraken is probably the most difficult of the 4 fiends, just because there's no good way to cheese the fight. Lich is not particularly difficult, and I know some people pronounce it Lick. I don't, because it's just very weird to me. Lich is not particularly difficult. There is an element of luck involved in the fight if you're not very high leveled, just because you won't have anything really good to attack the boss with, and you want to avoid his opening Ice 2 spell. But if you decided to do maybe 30 minutes of grinding and get a level 5 black magic spell, you go in there with Fire 3, or even with a white mage with Harm 3, and the fight is pretty much trivial. Very easy indeed. Yes, I am killing water. Insane, I know, but that's how it is. The second fiend you don't have to fight in the order that the game recommends you fight her, and indeed I am not doing that for very clearly defined reasons. And so by the time you do fight her, if you choose to go to her very late, she is a total pushover, barely worth mentioning at all. And so I won't until we actually get to the point where we have to fight her. And then the fourth fiend, Tiamat, as you saw, is vulnerable to instant death. It has to be a certain kind of instant death. You have to use the Bane spell, like you can't just roll up there with Rub or anything. Actually you can, because in this game, there's no such thing as 100% vulnerability. The absolute best that they can say that you could be immune to something is 255 out of 256 chances. So if you are 100% immune to something in Final Fantasy turns, that means there is a 1 in 256 chance that you can still contract whatever it is that you're supposedly vulnerable against, or immune to, or whatever I'm going with this. What this means is, like, you could technically fight the last boss of the game by using instant death magic on it, and that would be a totally cool thing to do, and I'm sure there are videos on the internet of people doing exactly that.